Okay, so I go something like this. Dad, we've got no water pressure. Oh, okay. So my well's not working. Why is the well not working? Well, you've got to troubleshoot it and figure out what the deal is. So the first thing I did was I came up to the well, opened this little valve here, and basically what that's doing is letting pressure off the tank so that the pump will kick on. Well, pump isn't kicking on, and it should. So I got my ohm meter out, made sure we had power. We did have power here at the terminals, right there. Since we had power at the terminals, I went and I shut the power off at the main breaker to make sure that there is no power anywhere, anyhow, coming to what we're about to mess with, because this is a live electrical wire. If you see, when I pull this switch back down in there, this one on the right is all burnt out. Okay, so this is your pressure switch. It senses pressure drop in the tank and it clicks on, makes pump spin, brings water up. It's set at standard operating parameters of 20 psi low come on, 40 psi high kickoff. So there you go. All the rain we've had, these ants are getting up in here looking for higher ground like every other creature in South Texas right now. And so this switch is bad. This switch is bad, so I've got to replace it. So I went down to my brother's down the street and got, ta-da, a new switch. And you can see the contacts in there lift up on those surfaces. Right, that's what's burnt out on this other one. So now I got to take this one off, put this one on. You want to remember how your wires are on here. Okay, I got two wires coming in. My white is to the right, my black is to the left. All right, everybody good? Here we go. We'll take it apart. All right, to make sure that I didn't make any mistakes, I went ahead and put a piece of red tape on that second wire. So it'll be black, red, white, white. Okay, and I know the white here is going into my cable. And my black here is going into my cable. And these two go into the motor. So I've got that squared away. There's a jam nut in here, electrical jam nut. All I'm going to do is get a hammer and tap on it and unscrew it. And this on bottom is nothing more than just a little pull on, push off rubber hose. Holy cow. This little rubber hose here, and I'm pitching, batting, and playing first all at the same time here, people. Alright, there you go. So now we'll take the pressure switch off. Okay, and underneath this mess here, there is a ground wire coming in from your 3 wires coming in, your big copper one. Here's a ground wire. Make sure you hook that back up. Okay, this is the new, ow, son of a, oh, always watch your head when you're working on the well. Oh, bad word. Bad word. Oh. Wow, that hurt. Okay. I've got the new switch on here. And since I went ahead and taped my wire, I know that this one goes on the inside, this one goes on the outside. Now, I had to take and use one of the green grounding screws up here because I dropped one of these in that, and I'm not going to find it. So yeah, it's a green grounding screw. It's the same thing. It's just been coated green to signify ground. Although I and you and anybody else that watches this knows that's going to be a power wire. Okay, so I will thread these back in, get everything tightened down, and bring it back. Okay, I got everything on, everything buttoned back up. This board hurts when you bow into it like a karate master. So watch what you're doing. Hook my pressure line back up to the bottom. Now all I got to do is go turn the main power on at the house. Let's see if it's running when we get back. This right here is the electrical panel of death. It used to be hooked to a trailer that was here. They got torn down, but it still powers the garage. The garage powers the well house. We have new power in our home. We also have this old pole. So here we go. Power on, garage on. Everything should be pumping. Close the box. Keep the neighborhood kids out. Hopefully we're pumping water. I hear it running. Okay, well's running. New switch indicated a pressure drop. Pump is coming up, filling up this tank. There will be air in this tank, hopefully. The water will compress the air and the pump will kick off. And whenever you open a valve in the house, this pressure for your sink or shower comes out of this tank. And when the air expands and pushes back down like a diaphragm and gets below 20 psi, based on that hose sensor going to the switch, the pump will kick on and it'll recompress the air in the tank. Now sometimes you lose the air in the tank and your switch will just be clicking on and off, on and off, on and off. That means you got to burp it. That means you got to induce air back into the pressure tank. We'll do that one at a later date. Anyway, I'm gonna look at my tools. It should be good to go. Switch is running. That's how we do it. See you next time. Bye.